Let's surpass some players using this big serve, huge forehand style in the Tour 7 and 8 of Tennis Clash, a sports game published by Wildlife Studios. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel Gameplay 365 and to turn on the bell if you like this video. So let's start the matches with a match in the Tour 8 versus Shoni, one of the best big serve huge forehand players in Tennis Clash, who has already reached 3,800 trophies playing with that style. And he's basically the only high serve specialist player in the top 100 global at the moment I publish this video, because Fozzi, who has recently changed his name to Winsino, has switched to play with Kaito and the counterpuncher style since some weeks, with a lot of success, reaching 3,800 trophies too. And Fozzi was the other high serve specialist. So I was using the hardbore chord string in this match. This premium special string has the forehand counter, the long catch tier 1 and the stamina shield tier 2. And it's the perfect string to surpass big serve huge forehand players. Please note that when I say big serve in this video, it doesn't need to be a serve attribute having very high stat, something like 78 or 79. It just means that the opponent using this style knows how to serve fast or very fast and efficiently with a 60 something serve. That's enough. Same thing for the huge forehand. It doesn't need to be a forehand attribute having very high stat. It means that the opponent using this style knows how to swipe very fast so as to hit very strong forehand strokes, having most of the time almost a full blue bar. You know, the blue bar located near the character, which shows the power index of each stroke the characters hit. Well, let's play another match versus the same opponent, Shoni, but in a Tour 7 this time, with a 67 serve and 71 forehand. He's doing wonders, hitting very strong strokes. Really, look at the, of course, when you can counter on his backhand, well, he's going to have a harder time because his backhand stat is not good. This is why this style is called huge forehand. It insisted on the forehand to make the difference. So, yes, look at the forehand blue bar. Awesome. Very strong and beautiful forehand winners. And unlike most of other big serve huge forehand players, well, Shoni is capable of changing the angle of his shots to hit softer cross-court shots. He's not always hitting very strong forehand winners, as you can see in some points here, some rallies. It's capable of changing the intensity of the shots, the angles, the length of the shots. So of course when he's using the finisher gut, that's a kind of double or nothing string. When he's on very good form, well, he will be capable of finishing the match fast enough, and then in that case his stamina level will have no problem. Otherwise, well, his stamina will be depleted too fast and he will struggle to survive at the end of the match. Let's open this Tour 7 bag. Nothing special. Alright, so here's Victoria, who is playing quite well in the Challenger tournaments. As you can see, The big serve, huge forehand style is one of the rare styles that you can use in tennis clash along with the nylon string. That's because you can end rallies very fast. Look at this super fast forehand strokes. Really. I'm not sure you can do better, much better than that actually.
3, 2.
Look at the speed. Okay, so this one was not really fast, but this one, for instance, yes. So this opponent is capable of hitting at least as fast as Shoni. And even a backhand of 42 stat is looking pretty decent when he's hitting it, thanks to his very fast swipe. Okay, so of course, when the opponent is using nylon string, it's a bit easier. Well, actually, nylon string is not that bad compared to the Punisher Gut or Syrian wire with that big serve, huge forehand style, because at least it's not triggering the long catch, and then it will not drain the opponent's stamina too fast. Alright, this Victoria is having better serve and forehand stats than the previous opponents, but she's going to use the Punisher Gut too, with the risk associated. So of course it has the forehand counter, and it has a critical tier 1, so that is good. The problem is that, as I said, if you can't end the match fast enough, you will have a lot of trouble by the end. So of course, the main idea to counter the big serve, huge forehand players is to hit on their backhand. But not only. You can play with that, you know. You know that the opponent has and will most of the time cover the part of the court located near their backhand, you know, just to be ready to turn around when you hit on their backhand and hit with their forehand. And you can play with that to trap them by hitting on their forehand. I mean, on the forehand side of the court, on their forehand side. So, because they are moving most of the time after their serve to the side of their backhand, well, if you hit immediately after their serve or during the rallies towards their forehand's side corner, that might trap them because they will be too far from the spot where you hit. And they will be outflanked. Alright, so let's play versus an opponent who is often committing a lot of unforced errors during the rallies.
Out. 2 love.
Of course, he's capable of hitting very strong forehand too.
2-1.
But he has the tendency to hit it way out of the court in a lot of rallies.
4-1.
much more often than the other big selfish forehand players. So in this match he's playing a bit more accurately than in previous matches I play versus him,
Second serve.
which is good. He has improved his accuracy,
5,
but still
2,
you still see some unforced errors now and then.
quiet please.
So as you can see in the tour 7 I use mostly the choker chords, which has the stamina shear at tier 1 and the long catch at tier 2. So of course it's better to use this string when you play with Kaito, who has a lot of stamina, than with Victoria. But well, you can use this string with Victoria too, because generally the matches that you play versus big serve huge forehand players don't last very long. So if you manage to end the rallies fast enough, which should be possible when you counter with Victoria, well, you should not lack a lot of stamina by the end of the matches. So before the big update, when the publisher didn't buff agility of own characters yet, well, you couldn't use the
1,
drop shot or fast drop shot to counter big serve huge forehand players,
3,
and of course not anymore since the big update beginning of May. So since that date
4, 1.
the big serve huge forehand players are more agile, so they can rush to the net to counter your drop shots more efficiently, and the fast drop shot can't work like beforehand
1,
because it bounces much more. So there are basically less weapons
quiet. Match
to
point.
fight versus big who serve huge forehand players. But still, if you keep in mind the two main ideas, to play either on the backhand of the of your opponent, a bit like the point that you just saw, or by playing completely to the other corner, meaning the corner of their forehands. Well, that should be enough. And of course, don't try to counter the serve with very fast shots. That's not very efficient.
1, love.
I would rather try to control, to make the ball
2, love.
reach the court instead of trying to hit a very strong and fast shot that lands in the alley or out of the court. Very simply. Same thing to counter the forehand
3,
strokes of those players, by the way. With the choker course, well, you can very simply try and control
4,
shot placement to return with accuracy, and most of all to avoid committing errors,
5, love.
and that should wear out actually your opponent. Of course, now and then,
1,
well, they will hit the forehand winners, but
quiet please. Quiet. Match point.
if you return them correctly, and that is easier when you play with the counter puncher, like Kato, of course.
Quiet. Match point.
You can bet on the fact that they are going to commit to the error first. Yep.
Quiet, please. Quiet. Match point.
Very nice.
Quiet, please.
Very nice forehand.
Match point.
So my opponent had some connection problems during this match. And that's it. Just be patient until the end of the match. And take advantage of any opportunity to hit a good defensive shot that turns into an offensive one. Well, I hope you enjoy watching how to surpass big serve huge forehand players in the Tour 7 and 8 of Tennis Clash, a sports game published by Wildlife Studios. Here's the lineup that I use in most of matches. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel Gameplay 365 to stay tuned for new videos of Tennis Clash. Thank you a lot for your support and see you soon on Gameplay 365. Bye bye.